So then guys, in about 3 months from now, Apple will be releasing their brand new iPhone, the iPhone Ultra, Apple's first foldable iPhone or iPhone Fold out there. And the great news is today I've got my hands on the new dummy for the iPhone Ultra. So today I want to go and examine all of this phone for you, check out measurements and things like this, compare it to other phones out there, and then also I want to go over the top 5 leaks about the new iPhone Ultra. But without further ado, let's get a close-up then of the iPhone Ultra and let's see how it compares to other phones out there. So to begin with here, I just want to show you the 4 phones I've got here. I've got the iPhone Ultra, we've also got my iPhone 17 Pro Max, we've also got a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the iPhone Air. So we're going to do some comparisons with that. But just for the moment, I'm going to put them to one side because we're going to take a closer look at the iPhone Ultra. So first of all, the actual design of this is a bit different on the back. It's definitely much more wider. If I just show you my iPhone 17 Pro Max, the current widest phone out there right now, well, you can see it's definitely a lot wider. So that is quite interesting to see that. This is definitely a different type of phone. So even comparing to the Samsung Galaxy here, obviously they have more of that kind of bar kind of profile. I'm gonna say this is more like a wallet kind of sort of design that we have right here. We've also got 2 cameras on the back. I expect it's gonna be a wide and ultra wide here. And we've also got a speaker and we've also got a flash too. But then if we flip around to the actual front, it's a bit mucky and greasy on this one. That's what you get with a dummy phone. Well, let's have a look at the actual screen size because this definitely does look a bit smaller here. Now I've got my trusty little tape measure here. So I'm just gonna measure and we can actually see here from edge to edge, we're about 5.5 inches. That's how big we are there. So I do expect this to be, I'm just gonna move that up a little bit for you. I'm expecting this probably to be at 5.3 inches because obviously you have to have a bezel around the actual size there. And then if you are like me and you use centimeters, millimeters, well, having a look right here, you can see this is probably going to be, I would say, about 13.5 centimeters, there or thereabout, maybe slightly smaller than that on the diagonal, how these screens are measured. But having a look here then at the front, we can see we'd have a camera on the front. It doesn't look like it's gonna be a dynamic island whatsoever here, whatsoever. And then on the side here, this is quite interesting, we do actually have the likes of the power button, what I believe is this one up here, and then we also got the likes of the camera capture button, what's down here. The reason why I believe that one, it's slightly thinner than this one here. You might not be able to see it that well on the camera, but it is slightly thinner, and that's like what it's like on an iPhone, for example. You can see is a little bit different there. So I think that's what's going to be the case. I could be the wrong way around there, who knows? But the point is you've got those 2 buttons there. Now what is also quite interesting here is on the top is your volume rockers. So this is where they'll be. They'll actually be on the top this time. They won't be on the side. This is the first that Apple have done this on an iPhone. But I think this goes along with that whole thing of you can use the iPhone any kind of position that you want to use it, a bit like an iPad. But it looks like we've got a speaker at the top right here, and then down the bottom, we've also got possibly another speaker and a microphone, or potentially even just 2 microphones. I'm not too sure. We've also got USB-C here at the top part instead of the lower part, what's a bit different, I'm gonna say. But yeah, you get the idea. You've got the hinge kind of thing. This is not the actual hinge we're gonna get. Obviously, this is just a dummy. But looking on the inside, you can see this is the actual sort of display that we are going to get here. And again, if I just do another measurement for you guys right here, first of all, we'll do it in inches. So let's have a look. So if we go to edge, we're talking around about 7.3 or something like that instead. That's how big that will be. And just in case you want to know what that is in centimeters, if I can get my tape round the right way round. So yeah, we're talking around about 19 sort of centimeters there. Probably more like 18.6 or so, 18.7 with the bezel around the inside of this screen and how Apple want to do that. But overall, you can see we have another camera here. There's no kind of any ability for the likes of Face ID or anything like that. I personally think one of these power buttons are going to actually do that, just like what we have on the iPad right now. But the next question you guys are probably wanting to know is how thick is this actual new foam? Well, let me just have a quick measure here. So if I get this up to the edging of the actual metal here, not the actual screen, what's sticking out on the plastic, well, we can see it's about 11 millimeters thick. That's how thick it is here on that part. But then obviously if I just open it up now, and if I decide to actually do it on the thinner bit of the metal here, let's see how thick that is. We are talking around about, let's see if I can get this a little bit bigger because I haven't caught it right there. Yeah, I think we're actually talking around about 4.5 millimeters, what is really extraordinary to actually see on this one. Remember, you do have the screens, the plastics. That's why the other multiplication, you know, if you double this, you're not going to get to 11. It's because of these bits of screen that are sticking out there. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see there that the screen is just sticking out because obviously this is a dummy. But yeah, the actual metal bar is probably going to be more accurate there, what we're getting. But just in comparison for you guys, I do actually have my iPhone Air here, and to show you the actual thickness of that, obviously on the metal bar too, let's have a look. Let's get that correct. There we go. It's about 5.6, and this is what kind of the amount that Apple actually kind of claims, around about that kind of sort of figure that we are getting there. So actually the new iPhone Ultra is actually thinner on its main metal chassis. The screen bit though, obviously that's going to change things quite a bit there. But just in comparison, if you guys want to know how thick is an iPhone 17 Pro Max, well, same again, without me trying to scratch my iPhone 17 Max, because obviously it's metal, you can see here we're talking about 8.5 millimeters. Obviously, yeah, when this one was all closed up and everything, we can see it's definitely going to be thicker here. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be about 11, there we go, 11.4. So it's a little bit more there. We're talking about 3 millimeters thicker. Well, it's not too bad for a foldable. But just in case you want to know, if we actually got the, you know, Galaxy Z Fold right now, and if I do that one, is about 9 millimeters. Now I know officially on paper it's about 8.9 there. So it's close, obviously, that my little measuring tool is getting on that. It's trying my best to actually grab that. But this is the bit I'm going to say it's interesting. So obviously the Galaxy Fold here is thinner on this part here, but you also do have a bigger kind of battery bulk, I would say, or bigger kind of camera bulk, I would say, not the battery. And I just want to have a look at that. So if I'm actually going to measure the whole kind of at the end of the camera lens, so we've got about 14.5, I'm going to say 14.4, 14.5 millimeters. And let's have a look then what that is on the iPhone. So if I do the same here, we're talking about 16.4. So it's a little bit thicker, this will be, just slightly thicker than what we have with the Galaxy Z Fold. But what you do got to remember, so this is the first Fold we've got right now, and this is number 7. So can you imagine what the 7th generation of this will look like in years to come? It'll be quite interesting to actually see that. But really guys, that should give you a look on the new iPhone Ultra and how it should look like in its actual sort of design and a close-up of that. So that was quite interesting to see what the iPhone Ultra is going to be like compared to other phones. But I want to tell you about 5 other leaks that we've been hearing about for the iPhone Ultra. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about is the chip, what's going to go inside of this phone. We've been told it's going to be the A20 Pro chip to go inside of this. So this is going to be the best chip what Apple puts in their iPhones right now, very similar to what we're getting like in the iPhone 18 Pro Max right now, what's going to come out, and also the iPhone 17 Pro Max, what we have right at the moment. So, you know, this is going to be like the best chip out there. Now, one of the big things about this, it's going to be made on a 2nm process. Now, why this is such a big deal is means that all the transistors and resistors are actually going to be made a bit more smaller, because currently, like we've got on the A19, the A19 Pro, this is made on a 3nm die. So on 2nm, it's even compressed smaller. So this means that we can get better speeds and more efficiency out of that chip. What's really good news to hear, because alongside with this too, we're also going to be getting saying probably the N1 chip, and also probably going to get the C2 or C2X chip alongside this as well. So from chips wise, this is going to be a big advantage we're going to get here. But then after this, for the second big leak I want to tell you guys about is that with that new C2 and C2X chip, whatever it's going to be, we're also going to get satellite connectivity for this phone. This means that if you're in the middle of the jungle, or also let's say in the middle of, let's say, the Atlantic or whatever, in the middle of a desert, you get the idea, you could potentially even still get signal out there. This would allow you to still browse the web, send messages, not just SOS ones, and also potentially stream music or even watch, say, movies or videos at a lower rate, so maybe at 480p or something like this. The main reason is because this is going to be the first generation of that satellite connectivity for using connections to the internet, but it looks like this is coming to the iPhone Ultra, so this is going to be absolutely amazing to have this kind of connection all of the time. But then after this, for the third big leak we've heard about, and this is all to do with the battery capacity with this. Now, we've been told we're going to get around about a 5,400 to about 5,800 milliamp battery in this phone. Now, what's a big deal with this is all to do what I just told you about the A20 Pro, also the N1 and the C2 and C2X, because they are super efficient chips. So this means that obviously it will just sip power from that battery. So we are potentially going to have one of the longest lasting battery phones out there, especially if you use it in kind of the smaller kind of factor, like there's just the entry kind of screen. Most of the time you are going to get amazing battery life with this device. But then after this, the fourth big leak we've heard about, and that's all to do with how you unlock this phone. Now, a lot of you might be thinking we might actually get, say, dual face ID, but this isn't going to happen. As I mentioned earlier with the design, we're actually going to get Touch ID returned back to this phone. This is going to be a very similar Touch ID to what we have on the regular iPad, the iPad Air, and the iPad Mini right now. So this is actually on the main kind of power button on the actual side of the iPhone Ultra, and this is how you're going to be able to unlock it, authenticate yourself, because at the end of the day, you might be using it actually, you know, on the front screen here, and you might want to use it on the inside screen too. And Apple can't install, say, two Face IDs. Well, they could, but you can imagine that would actually cut down on, say, battery life and other things as well. So this is why they are doing this. They're returning Touch ID back to the iPhone Ultra. But then finally, for the fifth leak that we've heard about, and that's all to do with cameras. And in total, we're actually going to get 4 cameras installed on this phone. We'll actually have one on the very front here, what's probably going to be like a hole punch here, what could expand into dynamic island, but we're also going to get another one also on the inside screen on the very corner as well. But then on the rear, we're also going to get 2 more cameras, what's going to be a wide and ultra wide. Now, most likely the one on the actual front and the one on the inside is going to be that same kind of 18 megapixel camera that we have right now on the iPhone 17 series and also the iPhone Air, which was absolutely fantastic. But on the rear, we're probably going to get the new 48 megapixel sensors and lenses coming along here. That's going to be a wide and ultra wide. Now, I know what you're going to think, that obviously this is an ultra phone. Why is it missing, say, the telephoto? Well, I don't really know, to be honest. This is just Apple for you. But we've been hearing that that new 48 megapixel wide one, that zoom capability will be really good, up to 10 times zoom this time round. In fact, it could even possibly go up to 15 times zoom with that normal wide sensor and give us really good range with it too. So this is going to be quite interesting to see how Apple are going to adapt this. But really, guys, those are the top 5 leaks for the iPhone Ultra, and also going over the design of this phone too. Are you excited for it? Are you going to get one on release? Well, let me know in the comments below. On that note as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.